What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a different type of video. It's going to be more of a live stream format type video where I go over the characters and their stats. And I've seen a lot of people asking a lot of questions about these certain type of things. So I thought, what better time than to drop a video about the victims and their stats and whatnot. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. So as you can see right here, toughness is not to be confused with strength, and it does not give you more health. Toughness helps you sustain more damage before becoming incapacitated. It also shortens your recovery time, giving you a higher all-around survivability. Endurance, in my opinion, I think endurance is going to be one of the strongest stats you can have on your character. Same with, I think, endurance and stealth. And I'll get into that in a second. But hopping back to endurance, similar to toughness, endurance encapsulates more than just the stamina pool. Endurance in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will help the overall stamina while also speeding up your stamina regeneration rate. Getting back to full speed faster. So basically, endurance affects how fast you get your stamina back, how much stamina you can use, and honestly, your stamina goes by really, 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 really quick. Like 2 button mashes, because if you haven't played the game yet, what happens is you have to tap X to sprint, right? Like if you hit X, it just gives you a burst and then you go back to jogging, right? So to actually sprint, you have to keep smashing X. And while that happens, like your stamina goes away pretty quick. So any extra attributes, I would highly recommend throwing into endurance. So strength determines how effective a victim is at confronting a family member. Strength can alter the stun effect duration for actions such as sneak attacks, grappling and close encounters, and bursting out of hiding spots. Strength also assists victims in certain interactions like escaping restraints, opening crawl spaces, and turning off the generator. So like by now everybody should know like Leland is the poster boy for this stat. Like Leland, if he gets you, if he stuns you, you're stunned for like, I'm going to have to go back and look, but at least 15, 20 seconds, maybe even 30 seconds if he hits you with his ability. I'm not too sure on that. I'm going to have to go back and look, but yeah, on Leland, this stat line is pretty good. Proficiency is the gauge we measure victims' ability to accomplish skilled tasks and interactions, such as lockpicking. While higher proficiency victims can pick locks more easily, and lower proficiency victims still can pick locks, but you're just not going to be that efficient with it. So from my experience from the technical test, I mean, you can basically do everything with every character, right? Like if you don't have high proficiency, you're not going to be at like a crippling disadvantage. But that was in the technical test, right? There wasn't family perks involved, grandpa perks involved, or character perks involved. But at the moment, as it sits, I don't really see this being that good of a stat line unless you're that type of person that wants to get up out of there as fast as you can, right? So stealth. Like I said earlier, I feel like this stat line is the stat line that everybody is going to focus on when the game actually comes out because, as you can see in the description, stealth is everywhere in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and as such, the stealth attribute is a bit more specific than general stealth that all victims are capable of. This attribute influences the victim's ability to perform actions silently. So the more stealth you have, like you've seen in gameplay where people are rushing like toolboxes and whatnot and they're smashing X. So the higher your stealth is, the more it takes for you to generate that noise. So with that being said, like the more stealth you have, the faster you can get that item while you're smashing X without actually generating any noise, and which is why I think Julie is going to be a very strong character just because off of this alone. And like it says right here, generating less noise while accomplishing tasks. But it doesn't affect like general stealth in the game, such as hiding from the family members and staying in the shadows. So yeah, I really do feel like this is going to be the go-to perk to buff up, because if you don't know, you actually get skill points that you can allocate as you gain levels within the actual game itself. This is going to be the stat line that you're going to want to buff up, that you're going to want to put some points into. This is going to be the stealth one. It's going to be very strong when the game comes out. So now that we're done with that, let's hop into these abilities. So Connie's ability. First up, we have Connie's focus ability, an ability that allows her to lockpick much faster at the cost of stamina, and her family proximity warnings without consuming the unlock tool. So basically what happens is, if you didn't play the tech test, you just activate her ability. You have to have the pick lock on you, but when you activate it, it just automatically picks the lock for you. Moving on to Sunny's ability. Sunny, our intellectual, has a heightened sensed ability. Triggering this will give Sunny a situational awareness buff, allowing him to detect noise made by anyone nearby, pinpointing their location and tracking their movements. So in the technical test, I played a lot of Sunny. Like, he's probably going to be my second main alongside of Julie. I just didn't really, I don't know if his ability wasn't finished at the time, but although we don't have the skill trees unlocked, we didn't have the skill trees unlocked within the technical test, so it's kind of hard to say, but I didn't really find it that useful in a lot of situations, just because he's really good at juking the family as it is. And I never found myself in a position to where, like, I was waiting for my ability to come back, or I needed my ability to come back. So, I don't know. Maybe once the full meta game comes out, I can see this ability being pretty good. But as it stands right now, his ability's kind of mid. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Sunny's highlight is just him being able to juke the shit out of the family. Now moving on to Julie. So Julie's ability is the ultimate escape. Ultimate escape sure sounds like a hell of an ability, and Julie, the sporting type, makes great use of it. When activated, Julie cannot be tracked by the family, while also getting significantly reduced stamina drain while sprinting for a short duration of time. This right here, she cannot be tracked by the family. So I wonder if she can't be tracked by Johnny or Grandpa or just anybody with a tracking ability, because if that's the case, then this is going to be extremely strong when she's actually out and when the game is out. And she has a reduced stamina drain while sprinting for a short duration of time. On top of, do they have the? No, they don't have the cards. And her two best stats is endurance and stealth. And I already told you guys earlier about that stealth. That stealth freaking stat line is really good. I feel like Julie is going to be a fan favorite when the game comes out, just because her kit is ridiculously strong. So moving on to Leland. Honestly, Leland, during the technical test, he was so much fun to play. Like, when I seen the survivors first got announced, I didn't really think I was gonna like Leland that much, but once I got my hands on him, I can say he's one of the more fun, or not family members, but he's one of the more fun victims to play within the game. So he can throw his weight around, and his lifesaver ability, he can charge a family member and he stuns them, which this within the game is actually really goofy in some circumstances. Like I said earlier, Leland is really fun to play. His ability is fun to play. I can't wait to see what his upgrade tree for his ability looks like within the metagame. So Ana, her ability is pain is nothing. When I was playing Ana in the technical test, she was a pretty solid overall character. Her ability is pretty good. Like if you're sprinting for the window, if you use her ability, it'll reduce the damage that you take when you jump out. So her pain is nothing ability significantly reduces the damage she'll take from attacks and falls. Like jumping out of windows, her additional buff is a temporary immunity to the effects of poison. So she's going to be a direct counter to Sissy. See, that's basically it. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Like always, I appreciate you guys for clicking the video, coming and hanging out for the few minutes that this video ran for. You guys know me, I like to keep these videos short and sweet so I don't take up too much of your guys' time. But with that being said, I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.